Let me ask you something. Are you absolutely sure she's being honest with you? Or is there a part of you deep down that feels something's off? Maybe it's her behavior, her tone, or that gut feeling you can't quite shake. Here's the hard truth. When you ignore red flags, you risk more than heartbreak. You risk your peace, your confidence, and ultimately your self-respect. Today, we're diving into 5 red flags that scream infidelity, signs that she's playing you. But this isn't just about spotting betrayal. This is about reclaiming your power, using the principles of Stoicism to face hard truths with courage and understanding the psychology behind manipulation. Cheaters are clever, but with the right tools, you'll see through the lies and protect your peace. And listen, if this sounds like something you need right now, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to Stoic Blessing. Turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the tools that'll keep you sharp, grounded, and in control. Here's the question of the day. Have you ever ignored a red flag in a relationship only to regret it later? Drop a "never again" in the comments if you're ready to face the truth head on. Let's get into it. Number 1. Sudden emotional distance. The first red flag you should never ignore is sudden emotional distance. She used to be attentive, engaged, and genuinely present in the relationship, but now it feels like she's checked out. Conversations are shallow, almost robotic, and there's a noticeable lack of warmth. It's like the person who once cared about every detail of your life has become a stranger. It's not just about what she says, but what she doesn't say. Is she less interested in your thoughts, your goals, or your emotions? Does she seem indifferent to spending time with you, making excuses or avoiding meaningful connection? Emotional distance can be subtle at first, but when you step back and observe, the gap becomes undeniable. Here's the Stoic approach to this situation. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." People change, and that's beyond your control. But what is in your control is how you process and respond to that change. Don't let fear or attachment blind you to the reality of her actions. Use rational observation. What do her behaviors tell you about where her focus and priorities truly lie? Now let's examine this from a dark psychology perspective. Emotional distance can be a deliberate tactic. Manipulators often withdraw affection and engagement to see how much you'll tolerate. It's a way to test boundaries, creating insecurity and making you work harder for their attention. While you're blaming yourself for the growing gap, they're testing their options elsewhere. It's cruel, but it's calculated. Here's the big question. Are you making excuses for this distance? Are you telling yourself she's just stressed, busy, or going through something? Stop rationalizing behavior that leaves you feeling neglected. Emotional distance is rarely accidental. It's a sign that something fundamental has shifted. Take this moment to reflect. Have you felt this distance before? If you have, drop the phrase, "Silence speaks louder than words" in the comments. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content like this, because knowledge is your best weapon against manipulation. Number 2. A shift in communication patterns. The second red flag to watch out for is a shift in her communication patterns. This isn't just about how much she's talking to you, it's about the quality and consistency of that communication. Maybe she's suddenly more secretive about her phone, texting in another room, or tilting her screen away when you're nearby. Or perhaps she's become less responsive overall, ignoring your messages for hours or even days when she used to reply almost instantly. It doesn't stop there. Notice if her tone has changed. Does she seem defensive when you ask simple questions, or does she dodge direct answers entirely? Even her body language can give her away, avoiding eye contact, fidgeting, or closing herself off physically. Communication isn't just verbal, it's the entire energy she brings to the relationship. From a Stoic perspective, Epictetus reminds us, We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. This isn't just about hearing what she says, it's about observing what she does and doesn't do. Pay attention not just to her words, but to her actions, or the lack thereof. Communication changes like these rarely happen without a reason. Rational observation is your ally here. Don't let your emotions cloud your judgment. Instead, ask yourself, what do these actions say about her priorities and intentions? Now let's dive deeper into dark psychology. Communication patterns are often one of the first things manipulators will alter. Deception thrives in ambiguity. When she becomes evasive or inconsistent, it's not just by accident. She's conditioning you to expect less and doubt your intuition. It's a subtle yet deliberate tactic to create confusion and disarm you. And here's the worst part. If she's hiding something, she wants you to think you're the problem for noticing. Gaslighting phrases like, "you're overreacting," or "you're being insecure," are designed to make you question yourself. But here's the truth. If something feels off, it probably is. Think about it. Have you found yourself making excuses for why she doesn't answer your calls anymore? Have you convinced yourself that her newfound need for privacy is normal when it never used to be an issue? These aren't coincidences, they're patterns, and patterns tell stories. Don't ignore what's right in front of you. Stop explaining away behavior that feels wrong. Drop this phrase in the comments if this hits home. Actions speak louder than words. And remember, you deserve someone whose communication leaves no room for doubt. And while you're at it, hit that like button and subscribe, because staying informed is your first line of defense against manipulation. Number 3. Unexplained time gaps. The third red flag to watch for is unexplained time gaps. These are those moments when she seems to vanish. Hours or even entire days go by without a clear or logical explanation. Maybe she used to update you regularly, but now you're met with excuses like, "I was busy," or "my phone died," yet her social media tells a different story. Or worse, you're left with complete silence, wondering where she is and what she's doing. It's not just the absence, it's the lack of effort to reassure you. Think about it. When someone genuinely cares, they don't leave you guessing. They don't leave gaps in their communication that breed suspicion and doubt. If her schedule suddenly has blank spaces, or she becomes evasive when you ask about her day, it's a major red flag. From a Stoic perspective, this is the time to step back and rely on rational observation. Seneca reminds us, "Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant." In other words, you can't force someone to be honest or transparent, but what you can do is focus on what the facts are telling you. Detach yourself emotionally, and instead of jumping to conclusions, analyze her behavior for what it truly is. What do her actions, or lack thereof, reveal about her priorities? Now let's bring in dark psychology. Manipulators often create these gaps deliberately. The ambiguity and lack of information are designed to keep you off balance, creating a fog of confusion. You might get breadcrumbs of truth mixed in with lies, just enough to keep you second-guessing your instincts. This isn't accidental. It's a calculated move to maintain control while they pursue other interests. They want you to be anxious, to chase after answers, and to doubt yourself when the pieces don't fit. The reality is this: someone who values you and respects the relationship won't leave you in the dark. They'll communicate consistently and make you feel secure. But when someone begins to prioritize their freedom over your peace of mind, it's a clear sign that something is wrong. So let me ask you, have you been left wondering where she's been while trying to convince yourself it's not a big deal? Are you accepting vague excuses that never quite feel right? It's time to stop ignoring these gaps. Drop the phrase, "The truth is in the details," in the comments below if you've ever been in this situation. And don't forget to like this video and hit subscribe, because staying informed is your best defense against being played. Number 4. Increased focus on appearance. The fourth red flag that might be staring you in the face is an increased focus on her appearance. This isn't about her wanting to feel good about herself. It's about a sudden and dramatic shift that seems out of character. Maybe she's started dressing differently, wearing outfits you've never seen before. Perhaps she's investing extra time in her makeup, getting her hair done more often, or even going to the gym obsessively, but not for the reasons she used to. Now, self-improvement is normal, even healthy, but the question you need to ask is, who is she trying to impress? If this newfound effort isn't being directed toward you or your relationship, that's a problem. Does she suddenly seem overly concerned with how she looks when she's going out with friends, but indifferent when it's time to spend the evening with you? These patterns are rarely coincidental. From a Stoic perspective, you need to approach this without letting jealousy or insecurity cloud your judgment. Marcus Aurelius said, "You should consider not only that each day is a step closer to death, but also that it is one in which your sight grows dimmer, your hearing duller, your intelligence weaker." In relationships, this means acknowledging that time reveals all truths. If this change in behavior is tied to a deeper issue, it will eventually surface. In the meantime, remain grounded and focus on the facts. Now, here's the dark psychology behind this behavior. A sudden obsession with appearance is often a sign of someone preparing to attract attention they may no longer seek from you. When someone begins to see themselves as single, or at least available, they often start aligning their look with that new mindset. It's about creating opportunities while still keeping you in the dark. Here's where it gets tricky. If you confront her, she might frame it as you being controlling or insecure. This tactic shifts the focus away from her actions and puts you on the defensive. That's why you need to approach this with calm observation. Look for patterns. Is she investing this effort only when she's going out without you? Does her newfound style feel like it's for someone else's eyes? Ask yourself this. Have you noticed her putting in more effort, but not in ways that strengthen your connection? If this resonates, drop the phrase, "Attention tells the story," in the comments below. And while you're here, hit that like button and subscribe, because being aware of these shifts can save you from heartache. Number 5. Gut feeling and intuition. The fifth and final red flag is the most subtle but often the most telling. Your gut feeling. You know the one. It's that nagging sense in the back of your mind that something isn't right. Maybe you can't quite put it into words, but deep down, you feel it. Your intuition is sounding alarms, but you're ignoring them because you don't want to believe it. Here's the truth. Your gut feeling isn't some mystical force. It's your subconscious picking up on patterns and inconsistencies your conscious mind hasn't fully processed yet. Maybe it's the way she avoids eye contact when you ask certain questions, the defensive tone she takes when you try to have an honest conversation, or just the way her actions don't align with her words. Over time, these little things add up, and your intuition tells you something's off. From a Stoic perspective, this is where reason and emotion need to work together. Epictetus said, "First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." If your gut is telling you something's wrong, don't ignore it. Instead, use rational observation to back it up. Ask yourself, what evidence do I have? What patterns am I seeing? By balancing intuition with reason, you'll gain clarity and avoid being led by fear or doubt. Now, from a dark psychology angle, manipulators rely on you ignoring your gut. They want you to believe their words over your own instincts. Gaslighting phrases like, "You're just being paranoid," or "you're imagining things," are designed to make you doubt yourself. But your intuition is a survival tool, evolved to protect you. Ignoring it only gives them more power. The challenge here is overcoming self-doubt. Too often, we don't want to confront the truth because it's painful. But ignoring your gut doesn't make the problem go away. It only delays the inevitable. Trust yourself enough to investigate, to observe, and, if necessary, to walk away. So let me ask you, Have you felt that gut instinct before, only to push it aside? If this resonates, drop the phrase, "The gut never lies," in the comments below. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Trusting yourself is the first step to protecting your peace. And on this channel, we're here to help you stay strong and stay informed. Reclaim your peace. Let's take a moment to recap the 5 red flags that scream infidelity. Sudden emotional distance, shifts in communication patterns, unexplained time gaps, an increased focus on appearance, and that gut feeling that something isn't right. Any one of these can be a sign that something is off. But when they start stacking up, that's when you need to stop ignoring the signs and face the truth head-on. Here's the thing, you deserve better. The Stoics teach us that our peace of mind is our most valuable possession. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Don't let her actions, or lack thereof, dye your thoughts in negativity. You are stronger than the pain of betrayal. You are more than someone's second option. Dark psychology reminds us that manipulators thrive on your fear of being alone, your fear of starting over. But let me tell you something, you don't need her. You never did. The real power comes from within, from recognizing your worth, from embracing your independence, and from knowing that being alone is infinitely better than being with someone who disrespects you. Think about this. The energy you waste trying to fix someone who doesn't value you could be spent building yourself up, creating a life that you're proud of, and finding peace in your own company. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you make room for something greater, something real. So here's what I want you to remember. You don't need anyone to complete you. You are already whole. The pain you're feeling now is temporary, but the strength you'll gain from walking away will last a lifetime. Trust in yourself, because you are so much better alone than settling for someone who doesn't see your value. Now, here's your action step. Drop in the comments which red flag resonated with you the most. Was it the emotional distance, the unexplained time gaps, or maybe it's the gut feeling you've been ignoring? Let's create a space where we can share, grow, and empower each other to move forward stronger than ever. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications. Stoic Blessing is here to remind you that your peace, your strength, and your future are worth protecting. Thank you for watching, and always remember, stay calm, stay strong, and keep moving forward. You've got this.